Right, bit of a continuation from last week when we started the kind of machine polishing and clay bar of the car to get it into sort of show condition, or as good as it can be anyway. One thing that I did notice after compounding the car was there are loads of stone chips in the bonnet, loads and loads and loads, and they were probably all covered up in the past by little dabs of like touch-up paint. Of course, like I say, compound is abrasive, so where I've compounded it, it's taken off all those little bits of paint. So I've got loads of little white spots all over the bonnet. I don't know if you noticed last week, I did also notice there's a very slight dent in the bonnet here. So because that's really easy to get to, I don't think there's a rib around the back there. I'm just going to see if I can manipulate that a bit to get rid of that dent. It's really shallow. It wasn't in there before it come into the workshop, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame. A bit of hanger rash. So we'll see what we can do with that. If I can't do it, I'll just get the dent magician out sometime or something like that. But I've done the top of the wings. I need to do the rest of the car now. Now these stone chips, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Some professional valeters will probably have a heart attack now. So this is my kind of little hack with this. Well, not hack, but a product I use. So I've had cars with stone chips before, and what I use on the stone chips is this stuff. It's just turtle wax, Colour Magic. It's just a wax. I think it's slightly abrasive as well. And if you've ever used something like Auto Glim can be really annoying. It's a very good polish, but it has a lot of chalk in the polish. And when you dust it off afterwards, you just get white dust everywhere. You get it in all the seams and everything like that. That's why I prefer Maguire's, because you don't get any of that. Well, this is similar in that it's very chalky, but it's dyed. So the chalk is dyed dark blue in it. So all of these little bits, which I don't know how well they'll come out on camera, all the little stone chips where it's white, it will just fill them in. So they're blue. So it's kind of a cover-up. It's kind of like putting a bit of makeup on a pig. A few washes and this stuff's gone. It's, you know, it doesn't last, but it does good for just sort of covering it up and making it look nice. So we put this on. You have to wear gloves because it's got a staining in it, so it stains everything. You do not want to get it on white decals either, because it will stain the decals. I don't know how well those little white chips show. Hopefully you can see them on the camera. Let me do it and let me see if it's any better afterwards. So there we go. You actually want to put it on quite thick because you want it to go down into the chips and the scratches and things like that. Like I say, it's got like a dye in it. It is really kind of, you get that on your hands and you struggle to get it off, so wear gloves. And yeah, you kind of, like I say, you want to put it on quite thick. It has quite a lot of fillers in the polish as well to, yeah, just to try and get rid of scratch marks and stone chips and things. Let me clean that off and we'll see if we can see the difference. Right, there we go. So I've given that probably 3 or 4 coats of the colour wax, and I'll try and maybe put a comparison video up in the little box. Hopefully, certainly from what I can see, that looks much better. The stone chips stuck out like a sore thumb before, and I can barely see them now. So hopefully that's done what I needed it to do. Like I say, the stone chips are still there. All that is just like putting on some makeup so it disguises them, but it does a pretty good job. The only downside, of course, is you need to keep reapplying it. So once we've washed the car 3 or 4 times, those stone chips will start to show again. So you just need to reapply it just to put it there. And obviously, in an ideal world, you just spray the bonnet. But with this colour, I'd spray the bonnet, then I'd have to do the wings, then I'd have to do the doors because they wouldn't match, and you'd end up having to do the whole car. I'm not sure how old this paint is, but yeah, I haven't got the budget to paint it at the moment. So next thing, let's get those, or that little dent sorted out. So the next thing we're going to do is have a go at this dent here. It's not a big deep dent, and I am by no means a dent magician. All I'm going to do is I've got a screwdriver, so it's plastic. I've actually put a bit of grease on the back just to make it slide nicely, and I'm just going to manipulate the back of the panel in the light and see if I can get that dent out. So I've got nothing to lose, have I? Right, so I've watched lots of dent magicians do this and they make it look really easy. Like I say, I'm not a dent magician. Unfortunately, where this dent is, there is a like part of the bonnet structure underneath, so I don't think I'm going to get to the back of it. It's quite important to have the light right as well. You want to be able to see what you're doing. I can just get on the corner of it actually. What you're actually doing is just stretching the metal ever so slightly. When you can get it in the light, you can see the metal bending, and you're just manipulating it so it looks right. I don't want to go too far. I don't reckon I'm going to do much better than that. I'm not going to push my luck with that. I'm pretty happy. Still maybe a tiny bit there when I look, but what I don't want to do is push it out the other way. Certainly better than it was before. Right, so I guess that's that for this week. Kind of not used to doing these sort of videos where I'm filming everything I'm doing. I'm used to doing the project videos where I'm trying to cram so much in each episode, but hopefully I can do more stuff like this, more sort of showing you how I do things. They might not always be the right way, but they work for me, and hopefully they can work for you as well. So if you enjoyed this week's video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that sort of thing. I'll stick the little Giphy thing up somewhere around here, and yeah, we'll try and do a bit more of this sort of stuff, but I'm really pleased with that, in particular with the dent. So the dent, which was around about here somewhere, has completely gone now. I cannot see it. And that was just using the rounded end of that plastic screwdriver, just working the back of it gently. It would have been difficult to do any damage, but that really seems to have worked. And you might have noticed on the video as well, there was another dent up here somewhere, which I've not managed to get completely out because it's more of a crease. Where is it? There. But I've managed to get it 90% out, and there was another little one around here somewhere, but that does seem to have worked. The only thing I would like to do is there's a big scratch here, which you can see. It sticks out quite It shows up quite well on camera, I think, but it's difficult to see with the naked eye. So it doesn't bug me too much, but that probably wants flatting with like 3000 and then compounding. But I'm really not sure of the thickness of the paint, so maybe at some stage I'll pop it round to the local sort of detailing valet in place and ask him just to check the paint thickness before I do anything there, because I really don't want to burn through on the bonnet. Not much way of disguising that. So thanks for watching this week. Really appreciate your views, comments, likes, etc. Have a great week, and I'm sure we'll be back soon with probably another update on the ERA build.